She said it at 3 a.m. in my kitchen, voice cracked from crying and the bitter dregs of burnt coffee. Her hands wrapped around my chipped mug, the one with the faded logo I'd gotten at a conference years ago, like she was trying to absorb whatever heat was left. I'm too broken for someone like you. The words hung in the air, mixing with the smell of old coffee grounds and the faint trace of her jasmine perfume that had been clinging to my apartment for hours. Outside, a car alarm wailed and died. Inside, the refrigerator hummed its tuneless song. I was 31. She was 46. She was my business partner's ex-wife. The woman sitting at my kitchen counter, mascara streaked, hair tangled, wearing the same blouse she'd had on 12 hours ago, was not the composed stranger I'd met at company picnics. "I'm not here to fix you," I said, my own voice rougher than I intended. She looked up, waited, her eyes red-rimmed, searching held mine. "I'm here." Just those two words. But the way her breath hitched, the way her knuckles went white against the ceramic, I knew she understood. That night was the beginning of everything. 4 weeks earlier, late September, the office AC had been broken for 3 days. Conference room B smelled like sweat and desperation masked by too much air freshener, that artificial lavender that makes your throat close up. I was reviewing blueprints when I heard it through the wall. Crying. Not loud sobbing. The quiet, defeated kind. I found Diane Morrison surrounded by scattered papers that rustled every time the ceiling fan made its slow rotation. Eric's ex-wife. The divorce had been announced 2 weeks prior. "Are you okay?" She flinched. Her eyes were swollen but dry now, like she'd cried herself empty. "I'm fine. Just paperwork. Eric's lawyer needs everything by morning." It was 11:47 p.m. The cleaning crew had passed through. I could smell the sharp chemical tang of floor polish mixing with her perfume. Something floral and expensive that didn't belong in this room. At midnight, amicable divorce apparently means I do all the work? She laughed, brittle and wrong. Her fingers trembled as she touched the papers. 23 years fits in 2 manila folders. I should have left. Instead, I sat down. The leather chair exhaled beneath my weight, making an obscene sound. She almost smiled. "I don't even know your name." "Owen Harris." "Diane Morrison." She paused, though not for much longer. "I'll be Diane Chen again. My maiden name." She looked at the papers. "Feels like regression. Where do we start? Why would you help?" "You work for Eric. I work for the firm. Not for his divorce." She stared, then picked up a pen. Her hand brushed mine warm, surprisingly collused. For 3 hours, we sorted her life into categories. Property deeds, bank statements, each one a brick in a house being dismantled. The room grew colder as night deepened. She wrapped her cardigan tighter. I could see goosebumps on her forearms. "Around 2 a.m., she said, "Do you know what it's like to wake up and realize you've been a supporting character in your own life?" I looked at the papers her name always listed second. Joint accounts where Eric was primary. Their house in his name. Even their daughter's school records listed him first. "I was 23 when we married," she continued, voice quiet. "I wanted to teach English. Open a bookstore. But Eric needed a wife who could host dinners, who didn't distract from his ambitions. What happened to those dreams? I filed them away, like these papers. Neat, organized, forgotten. Because that's what you do when you love someone. You make space. I just made too much. And when I looked up, I'd disappeared." Her voice cracked. She pressed her palm against her eyes, shoulders shaking. I reached across the table and covered her free hand with mine. She froze. Her skin was cold, fingers slightly damp from tears. For 3 heartbeats, neither moved. Then slowly, she turned her hand over, palm to palm. Our fingers didn't quite interlock, but the weight felt significant. "Thank you," she whispered. We stayed like that until her breathing evened, until the night guard's footsteps echoed, sending us jerking apart. When we finished at 2:47 a.m., she gathered the folders with steadier hands. "Owen? Yeah? Why did you really stay?" I could have lied. "Because 3 months ago, my girlfriend left me, said I was married to my job, and I spent weeks sitting alone at 2 a.m., wondering why I couldn't feel what I was supposed to feel. And you looked the way I felt. like the ground had disappeared. Nobody should fall alone. Her eyes filled, but when she blinked, something shifted. Her shoulders straightened. I'm glad you stayed. Me too. A week later, Thursday afternoon, she called. Owen? This is Diane. This is inappropriate. But would you have coffee? I should have said no. The optics were terrible. My career could implode. When? Coffee shop on 5th Street. The one that roasts their beans too dark so everything tastes like charcoal. She was already there, sitting in the back corner where afternoon light cut harsh shadows. She'd ordered something pale and foamy latte, probably, and wasn't drinking it, just running her finger around the rim, around and around in small circles. You came. She sounded surprised. You asked? I wasn't sure. This is... She gestured vaguely. Strange. Wrong, maybe. Why wrong? Because I'm Eric's ex. Because I'm 46 and you're 31. She laughed without humor. I have shoes older than your last relationship. My ex and I were together 4 years. Math doesn't check out. That surprised a real laugh from her. Small but genuine? Sorry, I'm not good at this. At what? Asking for help. Being vulnerable. Existing outside the role of Eric Morrison's wife. You're divorced. You exist just fine. Do I? The divorce finalized yesterday. I signed papers in a lawyer's office that smelled like old books and defeat. Walked out legally single for the first time since I was 23, and I had no idea where to go. Where did you go? Home. Except it's not home. It's the house where I used to live with my husband. I slept in the guest room because our bedroom felt like trespassing. She looked down. Do you know how pathetic that is? It's not pathetic. It's honest. That's kind. I'm being accurate. She really looked at me then. Her eyes were warm brown, flecked with gold that caught the light. Why did you agree to meet me? Because I wanted to. But why? Because in that conference room, you were real. Everyone else performs some version of themselves. You just were. Raw and scared and honest. Raw and scared aren't attractive. They're human. That's better. She went still, wrapped her hands around her cup, though it had to be lukewarm. I'm going to say something. Tell me if I'm being ridiculous. Okay. I've been thinking about you all week. About what you said. That nobody should fall alone. I keep replaying it. She looked down. This is insane. I don't even know you. What's insane? That I want to know you. That when I signed those papers, the first person I wanted to call was you. Not my sister. Not my friend. You. Someone I've met twice. My heart beat too fast. The coffee shop felt too warm. Someone behind us typed aggressively. The espresso machine hissed and wailed. Maybe normal is overrated. Owen, I've been thinking about you too. All week. Checking my phone hoping you'll text. Looking for you at the office. So if you're insane, then so am I. Her breath caught. Audible, even over the noise. This is complicated. Most good things are. You work for Eric. Worked. Past tense as of yesterday. Her eyes went wide. What? He found out I helped you. Called me in. Said it was a conflict of interest. I said your paperwork wasn't his business. We disagreed. I quit. Owen, no. You can't lose your job because of me. I didn't lose it because of you. I quit because Eric thinks he owns everyone. I should have done it months ago. But your career is mine to manage, not yours to feel guilty about. She stared. You're either very brave or very stupid. Can it be both? She laughed. Actually, laughed. The sound was startled and bright. I don't understand you. What's to understand? Why you're doing this? Helping me? Risking things? Because I want to. That's the whole reason. People don't just want things. There's always an angle. Not always. Sometimes people are lonely and looking for connection and find it in unexpected places. She looked at me for a long moment. I'm scared. Of what? That this will blow up? That you'll wake up and realize I'm a 46-year-old mess with 23 years of baggage? That I'll be your biggest mistake? Or we both take a chance and see what happens? Worst case, we're wrong. Best case, we're not. You make it sound simple. It is simple. Everything else is noise. She bit her lip, reached across, her hand warm now from the cup covered mine. One more coffee. Next Thursday. If you still want to, I'll want to. You sound sure. I am. Her smile was small but real. Okay then. 3 weeks became 3 months. Thursday coffee became Tuesday, dinners became stolen Saturdays when Emily was at college. We kept it quiet. Her apartment on the north side where nobody would see. The first time I went to her place, October rain was falling. Not romantic cold rain that soaked through jackets and made the world smell like wet concrete and decay. She opened the door in yoga pants and an oversized sweater, hair damp from a shower. Sorry, I'm a mess. She wasn't. She was perfect. Barefoot, no makeup, looking more like herself than ever. Her apartment smelled like jasmine and old books, that particular scent of paperbacks aging on shelves. Everywhere. There were books, stacked on tables, piled by the couch, crammed into sagging shelves. I know it's too many, she said. Eric hated it, said it was clutter. It's perfect. Liar. This is what a home should look like. She smiled, shy and pleased. Wine? We sat on her couch, old leather that cracked and sighed beneath us. She poured red wine into mismatched glasses. Hers was chipped at the rim. Tell me something true, she said. Like what? Something you haven't told anyone. Something real. I thought about deflecting. Instead, I'm terrified. I'm like my father. He left when I was 12. Just left. My mom, my sister, me. Said he loved us, but not enough to stay. I've spent 20 years making sure I'm not him. But my ex said the same thing. That I didn't love enough. What if she's right? Diane set down her wine. Turned fully. Look at me. I did. You are not your father. You know how I know? Because you stayed. That night in the conference room. Every Thursday. Tonight. In the rain. You stay. That's not your father. That's you. Something in my chest cracked open. How do you do that? Do what? Make everything feel possible. I don't. I just see you. Really see you. And I like what I see. The space between us felt charged. I could smell her perfume, jasmine, and something warm underneath. Something utterly her. Diane. I'm going to kiss you, she said. Stop me if you don't want me to. I didn't stop her. She leaned in slowly, giving me every chance to pull away. Her hand cupped my jaw, warm palm, rough fingertips. Then her lips brushed mine, soft, tentative. She tasted like wine and uncertainty, and something that felt like hope. I made a sound low and involuntary and kissed her back. My hand found her waist, fingers splaying against soft cotton. She made a small noise and pressed closer. When we broke apart, we were breathing hard. Her pupils were dilated, lips slightly swollen. Oh, she breathed. Yeah. Yeah. She laughed. Pressed her forehead to mine. I haven't kissed anyone but Eric in 23 years. I was terrified I'd forgotten. You remember just fine. I'm 46. Stop. Stop using your age like it's an apology. But you're 31, and I want you. If you'll have me. Her eyes filled. I'm complicated. I have a daughter who'll hate this. An ex who'll make it hell. I know. I'm so scared. Of what? That this is a phase. That you'll see me the way Eric did. Background noise. Look at me. I waited. You are not background anything. You're the most vivid person I know. And I'm not going anywhere. You can't promise that. I can. I do. I'm here. Diane. Completely. She kissed me again. Harder. Desperate and certain. Stay tonight. Are you sure? No. But do it anyway. We moved to her bedroom. She was nervous, hands shaking as she pulled her sweater over her head. I caught her hands. We don't have to. I want to. It's been so long. And I'm 46. My body isn't. I kissed her. Cut off the self-deprecation. You're beautiful. When we finally came together, it was slow, careful. learning each other through touch and sound and breathless whispers. She had a scar on her hip from Emily's C-section, silver, and raised. I traced it with my fingertips, kissed it while she gasped. After, we lay tangled in sheets that smelled like her fabric softener, lavender, and something clean. Her head on my chest, my fingers drawing idle patterns on her shoulder. I could get used to this, she murmured. Good, because I'm not going anywhere. Promise? Promise. Week 12, late November. Emily came home from college unexpectedly. Saw a text on Diane's phone. Miss you. Can't stop thinking about last night. She called, screaming. I was at my new job junior position, significant pay cut, when Diane texted, Emily knows. She's furious. 3 hours later, she showed up at my apartment. Face blotchy, eyes swollen. She'd been crying the entire drive. She hates me. Her voice was wrecked. God, Owen, the things she said. I pulled her inside. She was shaking. What happened? She saw your text. Asked who you were? I tried to explain, but her voice broke. She said, I'm pathetic. That I'm dating someone her age? That I'm choosing Dick over my daughter? Those were her words. I flinched. She's in shock. No. Diane pulled away. Started pacing. You don't understand. She said she doesn't want to see me. That I make her sick. Time. She'll calm down. Will she? Or will I lose my daughter over this? Over being happy? I'm not happy. I'm terrified. Every day wondering when you'll leave. When you'll see me the way Emily does. Desperate. Pathetic. I don't see you that way. You will. Everyone does. That's not true. Isn't it? Eric did. Emily does. Why would you be different? Because I'm not them. Because I chose you, knowing exactly who you are. You don't know who I am. We've known each other 3 months. I know you take your coffee black. I know you read mysteries before bed. I know you're terrified of being boring, so you try too hard. I know when you're overwhelmed, you clean. I know you hum when you cook. I know you. She shook her head. That's not enough. Why not? Because knowing someone and loving them through hard things are different. So let me love you through this. I can't. Because I'm too broken for someone like you. There it was. You're not broken. I am. 23 years with someone who didn't love me. That breaks you. It changes you. Not the same thing. I don't know how to be loved. Then let me show you. I'm not here to fix you, Diane. I'm not here to make you whole or heal your wounds. I'm not here because you need saving. Then why are you here? Because I want to be. Because you make me laugh and think and feel alive. Because I don't want easy, I want real. I'm going to hurt you, probably. I'll hurt you too. That's relationships. I'll get older, sicker. So will I. We all do. She crumpled. I caught her. I don't know how to do this. Neither do I. Then how? We figure it out. Together. One day at a time. Long silence. Then, I choose you. Say it again. I choose you. I choose this. Even though it terrifies me. I kissed her. That's all I need. It wasn't easy. Emily didn't speak to Diane for 4 months. Not a text, not a call. Every day I watched Diane check her phone. Every day I watched hope die a little in her eyes. We tried to celebrate her 47th birthday. I cooked badly and bought wine. She cried into her pasta. She always calls. Always. Even from Europe, she called. I'm sorry. It's my fault. I chose you over her. You chose yourself. Same thing. It's not. But she didn't believe me. Eric froze settlement payments. Suddenly, lawyer fees piled up. Diane dipped into retirement savings. This is costing you everything, I said, looking at bills spread across her table. Not everything, just money. That's not nothing. It's not you. But I saw how she winced writing checks. Saw her taking fewer Ubers, bringing lunch from home, buying cheap wine. I took a second job. Freelance drafting, nights and weekends. It helped, but not enough. We stopped going out. Dates became her couch and takeout. My friends stopped calling. The few who knew gave me pitying looks or disapproval. She's too old for you, my college roommate said. This will end badly. Maybe. But it's my choice. Is it worth losing your career? Your social life? She's not a consolation prize. She's the person I choose. He shook his head. I stopped returning calls. My mother asked to meet Diane 3 months in. When Diane emerged from coffee, she was crying. What happened? Your mother is wonderful. She laughed through tears. She said you've been different lately. Lighter. Happier. She thanked me. She did? She said, everyone will judge us. But if we make each other happy, that's what matters. She said, I deserve to be chosen. Month 8. April. I woke up at 3 a.m. to find Diane's side of the bed empty. She was in the living room, sitting in darkness, phone in her lap. Still no word from Emily. Come back to bed. I can't sleep. I sat beside her. We didn't touch. Talk to me. About what? What's going on in your head? Long silence. Then, she's hurt. Not the same. Feels the same. She looked at me. Sometimes I wonder if I made the wrong choice. My stomach dropped. What choice? This. Us. If I should have stayed alone, is that what you want? I don't know. I want my daughter. I want you. I want both, but I can't have both. You're allowed to want things. To choose yourself. At what cost? My daughter won't speak to me. My ex is bankrupting me. My friends think I'm having a breakdown. Maybe they're right. Do you believe that? She looked away. Sometimes? Look at me. She did. Do you love me? That's not fair. Do you love me? Yes, I love you. But loving you is destroying everything else. The words hit like a punch. I stood, walked to the window, stared out at the empty street, and for the first time since this began, I let myself think it. What am I doing? I'm 31. I have my entire life ahead of me. I could find someone my age. Someone without an ex-husband actively trying to ruin us. Without a daughter who hates me. Without all this baggage? Emily's words echoed. You're throwing your life away. Was I? I'd lost my job, my friends, my career momentum. For what? For a woman 15 years older who might leave me anyway? What if she's right? What if this is just midlife crisis on her part and stupidity on mine? I could walk away right now, cut my losses, start over. The thought sat there, heavy, tempting. Then I turned around. Diane was still sitting in darkness, head bowed, shoulders shaking silently. And I thought, this is why. Not because she needs me, not because I'm fixing her, but because when I'm with her, I'm more myself than I've ever been. Because she sees me, really sees me, and still chooses to stay. Because love isn't about easy. It's about choosing someone even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. I sat back down, took her hand. I'm scared too, I said quietly. She looked up, surprised. I'm scared I'm throwing my life away. That Emily's right. That you'll wake up and realize this was a mistake. That I'm an idiot for choosing you. Owen, but here's the thing. Every morning, I wake up and think about leaving. About how much easier my life would be without this. And every morning, I choose to stay. Because I want to. Because you're worth it. Her eyes filled. So yeah, loving you is hard. It's costing me everything. But losing you would cost me more. How do you know? Because I've tried imagining my life without you. And it's empty. Gray. Wrong. You make everything vivid. You make me brave. And I'd rather be broke and struggling with you than successful and comfortable without you. She was crying now. Full tears. What if we don't make it? Then we tried. And that's better than wondering what if. What if Emily never comes around? Then we build a life without her approval. It'll hurt, but we'll survive. You sound so sure. I'm not. I'm terrified. But I'm here. And I'm staying. She kissed me. Salt from tears mixing with the kiss. I don't deserve you. You deserve everything. Month 9, Emily texted. Can we meet? Just us? Diane stared at her phone for 10 minutes. Should I go? Do you want to? I don't know. What if it's awful? Then it's awful. But you'll know. They met at our coffee shop. I waited at my apartment. Paced. Checked my phone every 30 seconds. Hours crawled. When Diane finally came back, her face was puffy, but lighter. How bad? Awful. And wonderful. She laughed shakily. She cried. I cried. She said I abandoned her. That when Dad left, I was supposed to be stable. What did you say? The truth. That I spent 23 years being stable, being perfect, being what everyone needed, and I almost disappeared. That you reminded me I was still a person. How'd she take it? She said she saw a photo from last month. Us at the farmer's market. She said I was laughing, and she realized she hadn't seen me laugh like that in years. Maybe ever. That's good. She's not okay with this, but she said she wants to try. To understand. She doesn't want to lose me. I pulled her close. That's everything. She wants to meet you. When? Next week. Dinner. The dinner was excruciating. Emily showed up 15 minutes late. Power play? She looked like a younger Diane, same eyes, same expression, but colder. Owen. She didn't extend her hand. Emily. Nice to meet you officially. Officially. She sat. Ordered water with lemon, no ice. Mom says you're an architect. Junior architect. Working my way back after leaving my last firm. Why'd you leave? Your father didn't appreciate me helping your mother. So you quit. So I kid. Because of Mom. Because Eric was unreasonable. But, yes, that's romantic. Also stupid. You threw away your career? I made a choice. Career can be rebuilt. Principles can't. She studied me. You really believe that? I do. How long have you known my mother? 9 months. 9 months. She laughed coldly. I've had shoes longer. Emily Diane started. No. This is weird. You're 31. My age. She's gonna get old. Are you ready for that? Everyone gets old. You could have anyone. Someone appropriate. I don't want anyone else. Because she's brilliant. Because she's survived things I can't imagine and stayed kind. Because I love her. Love. After 9 months. That's infatuation. It's love. I chose her knowing it would cost me. My job. My friends. And I'd do it again. That's not infatuation. That's love. Emily went quiet. Then, Mom, can I talk to you alone? They went outside. Through the window, I watched them. Emily crying. Diane reaching. Emily pulling back, then stepping forward. A hug. When they came back, Emily's face was softer. Owen. Yeah? I don't understand this. But she's happy. Really happy. I haven't seen that since I was a kid. She took a breath. I'm going to try to be okay with this. I appreciate that. I'm not saying I approve. But Mom deserves happiness. I'll take that. If you hurt her, I won't. But if I do, you have permission to destroy me. She almost smiled. Deal. 18 months later. Present day. Diane opened her bookstore in September. Small, downtown, barely profitable but hers. I helped paint, build shelves, unpack boxes that smelled like potential. Opening day, I watched her talk to customers. She was radiant. You did it, I said that night. We did it. No, this is yours. She pulled me close. The store smelled like fresh paint and coffee. Thank you. For what? For believing in me. You did the work, but you stayed. We stood in her bookstore, her space, her dream, and I thought, this is worth everything. I love you, she said. I love you too. Even though I'm 47, especially because you're 47. Because, you know what matters now? She kissed me, soft and certain. What are you thinking? That I'm glad I chose this. You. Us. No regrets? She paused. I wish Emily and I were closer. She still keeps me at arm's length. Birthday calls. Holidays. But not like before. She'll come around. Maybe. Or maybe this is as close as we get. That's the cost. And it's worth it. I hate that it is, but it is. Choosing you. Choosing myself. Even if it means losing pieces of my old life. I'm sorry. Don't be. You gave me myself back. We locked up and walked home. Hand in hand. Different ages. Different histories. Same choice. People still stare, still whisper, "We don't care." I lost career momentum. Diane lost time with Emily. We both lost friends. But we gained each other. This messy, complicated, real thing. Is it perfect? No. Is it easy? Hell no. But it's ours. And that's enough.